Hello friends, and welcome to the 8th video in this series to create a chat app using FlutterFlow and Supabase. In this video, we'll be creating these 3 bottom sheets over here: the new chat bottom sheet, the new group bottom sheet, as well as the new contact bottom sheet. So let's get right into it now. So moving over to the FlutterFlow dashboard, let's first create a new folder, and this folder will be named Components. It will store all our components. And we'll add a new component. Let's just create a blank component, and we can give this component name create chat component. Now inside the create chat component, let's first add a container, and this container will have the width of the screen, so let's just put infinite width. And as for the height, let's change the percentage, and let's just give it a percentage of, let's say, 80%. And as for the fill color, let's just change the color to the alternate color, so it's a deeper shade of gray. We also want some top left and top right border radius, so let's just give it a border radius of 8 on top left and top right. Now inside the container, we want to add a column, and inside the column we want to add a row. Inside the column we also want to add the title text, as well as 2 buttons inside the column. So inside the row, we'll add an icon. And this icon will be the X icon over here. There will be this X icon over here so that we can cancel and pop off the bottom sheet. So under icon properties, we'll just change it to cross. Let's just choose this one, close icon. And we want to shift it all the way to the right. So with the row selected, under main axis alignment, we'll choose end. Let's also change the color of the icon really quick to a primary color. And now with the column selected, let's add some padding all around. Let's say a padding of 16. And with the column still selected, let's add some item spacing of 24 and some end spacing of 48. So now for the title, our title will be New Chat. And let's also change the text properties. So under the theme text style, let's choose title large. And let's also increase the font size to maybe 28. For these 2 buttons, the first button will be the new contact button. So on the right hand side over here, we can scroll down, and under button text, we'll change it to new contact. We'll change the text color to black. And we'll change the button fill color to secondary background, so white color. And for the width, let's just change it to infinite. Now instead of having to style the button again, let's just duplicate this new contact button, and let's remove this other button over here. And for this next button, instead of new contact, it will be new group. Okay, so that's our create chat component done. Now let's move on to this new group bottom sheet. So what we can do is we can just duplicate the create chat component since we are using the same container styling as well. And under this copy, let's change the name of this copy to create group component. Let's just change this title text to create. Let's just change this title text over here to new group. So now let's first remove these two buttons. And inside the column, we want to add a circle image. Next, we'll add these three text fields, the group name, group description, and search for members text fields. So inside the column again, let's just add a text field. So for the label text, we'll change it to group name. And under the input decoration properties, we want to outline. We want it to be filled. For the fill color, let's make it the secondary background white. For the border color, we don't want any border color, so let's click on this and we'll clear the color. And we'll leave it as that. So now we can copy and paste this text field 2 more times. And let's just rename the text fields so that we can access them easier later as well. And for the group description text field, we'll change the max lines over here to 5. And we'll leave minimum lines empty. We'll also scroll down to change the label text to group description. And for the search users text field, we'll change this label text to search for members. Now finally, let's add this list view over here to add new members. So under the column, we'll add a list view. And inside this list view, we'll add a container. And inside each list tile container, it will have a profile image, the person name, as well as a toggle check icon. So inside the container, let's just add a row. And inside the row, we'll have a circle image, a text for the name of the person, as well as a toggle icon. Instead of the toggle icon, we can also choose the checkbox icon to make it simpler. First, let's reduce the size of the circle image to a diameter of 30. Or maybe that's too small, let's change it to 40. And next, with name selected, the name tag selected, for the expansion, let's choose the expanded option so that it pushes the checkbox all the way to the right. And for the checkbox, let's just change it to a circular checkbox. With the row selected, let's just add some padding to the left and right. Let's just add a padding of 8 each. And with the container selected, we'll remove the width as well as the height options. And with the row selected, let's actually just add padding all around. And to make the list view also have these rounded borders over here, we'll wrap the list view widget inside of the container. And this container will add border radius all around of 8. And we want to toggle this clip content to be true, so that now the list view is also has the bordered edges. Seems that the list view is not properly aligned with all of the other text fields, since the text fields have a padding of 8 or so. So you can just select the container and let's also add left and right padding of 8. Okay, so that is our new group bottom sheet done. The last thing that we have to do is we have to add this new contact bottom sheet, which is very similar to the new group bottom sheet. So we can just duplicate our create group component, and we'll rename this to create contact component. And for this create contact component, we'll just remove the circle image and these text fields, and we'll change the title text to new contact. Now let's just add some functionality to the new contact and new group buttons in the new chat component over here. So under the create chat component, for the new contact button, we want to add an action, which is to search for bottom sheet, and you want to show the bottom sheet of the new create contact component. And for the new group button over here, you once again want to search for bottom sheet, and we'll show the create group component. And for this X icon also, we want to add an action, which is to close dialog drawer etc. We can copy this action because we also have to implement it into our other bottom sheets. And now let's quickly go back to our home page over here. And now with our plus icon selected, we'll open the action flow editor, and we want to search for bottom sheet once more, and we want to show the bottom sheet. And for the select component, we'll choose the create chat component. Oh, and one more thing I forgot to add in both the create group and create contact component was a button over here at the end to create the actual group or contact. So we can just copy and paste our buttons that we have already created in our create chat component into our create group and create contact component. So under the column, we'll just right click on the column and we will paste our widget. Let's change this button. And let's change the button text to create group. Let's just remove this action. Now we can copy this create group component, Ctrl C, and we'll paste it over here in the create contact component inside the column over here. And once again, we'll just change the button text. And we'll also remove the action. So now let's just test if our bottom sheets are working correctly.
One eternity later.
Alright, so Testma has just loaded up. On the right hand side here, let's just select the plus icon. You can see that we have a new bottom sheet over here. Let's try the new contact, and we can search for new members under the new contact bottom sheet. If we close it, we are back to our new chat bottom sheet, and we can try to select the new group bottom sheet. And we can see that there's some overflow error over here. So we have to change that really quick. So let's just go to all our bottom sheets, and under the container, we'll want to change this height to 90% for all of the bottom sheets. Now we can go back and instant reload our test mode and see if the overflow error has been fixed. Once again, we click on the plus icon and we'll click on new group. And we can see that now there's no overflow error. So if we click on the X icon, we are indeed able to dismiss the bottom sheets as well. Alright, so that's it for today's video. In the next video, we'll be adding the actual functionality to add a new group or add a new contact and essentially create new chats so that we can work on showing the chats over here as well as our chat pages and chat detail page over here. And we'll also be creating new tables in our Supabase table editor. So that's it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to see you in the next episode of this series. Goodbye.